Hey everybody, Dave here, Hidden Freedom, and welcome back to another Saturday video. In today's video, we're going to go ahead and do the fire investment portfolio and dividend update for the month of January. We're going to look at all the buys, we're going to look at all the sells, we're going to look at all the dividend increases in addition to all the dividends received for the month of January. If this type of content interests you, please consider subscribing, and I'd appreciate it. Let's not waste any time, let's go ahead and get started. All right, we are looking at the agenda for today, and we just saw Dividend Mountain there, and it looks like there's a little bit of a pullback on the progress for the hiker there, and that is basically expected because we had a major pullback in January, and the dividend portfolio, the fire investment portfolio, got hit pretty hard. And we've made a lot of that money back already at this point because the latter part of January has come back, in addition to February, which is only 2 days in February so far. When I'm recording this, has started out pretty well. So looks like there's a little bit of progress there, but just a little bit of a pullback. Unfortunately, the progress the wrong way. All right, let's take a look at the overview of the portfolio and see where it stands. So here is the overview of the portfolio. So the portfolio basically stands at $1.144 million. And this is a fire investment portfolio, and that is really just the stock investing portion there. I have other investments in real estate notes and in M1 finance and options and all that stuff. And that's not counted here. The only thing that's really counted in these numbers up here is stocks. Okay, now I do have a lot of cash in those accounts as well, at least in this account, which I got 2 options kind of waiting there to either get assigned or just churn income. And then this Fidelity 401k, and then IRA, which will get rolled over to an IRA when I fire in the next few months or so. So that money will get rolled over into the Schwab IRA. So there's a lot of cash sitting in that account as well, even though I did deploy about $30,000 in that account, I don't know, about a week ago or so, when we had a pretty big pullback, when I thought it was a pretty good number to put the $30,000 to work. And obviously I still have a bunch of cash sitting in there. And if the market continued to pull back, I would have probably stuck some larger chunks in there as well. But the market did recover a bit, and who knows if it'll go lower or not. If it does, then we'll deploy some of that capital. Okay, so we know that this is just not a dividend portfolio, so I don't focus just on dividends, but so this account up here is mostly all dividends. Actually, I'd say it's all dividends in that account at the top there. About $31.85 is what we're making monthly in that account in dividends, and annually about $38,000, daily about $105, and then hourly dividend income is about $4.36. The other 2 accounts, they're not really going to be dividend focused either. There will be some dividend paying stuff in there, but they're not going to be dividend focused. I have a different strategy with that, and I've talked about it in previous videos. We had a pretty good update today, $7,000 up today. And then $49,000 unrealized gains, which is pretty good considering we had a pretty rough few weeks. Actually, all of January is almost all rough. So these are all the positions in the portfolio at this time. And we'll look at a different view as well. So I'm 91% to the goal of meeting the $1.25 million. So $105,000 left to meet that goal. And then we have a goal of $2 million for net worth, which January really put a hamper to that pretty big time. So it is what it is. That's just the way the market goes when you have almost a 30% incline from 2021. You're going to have a pullback, and this was the first significant pullback we've had in quite a while. You really need to take advantage of those when you can. Fire days left, 72 days left. I cannot believe that. When I first added that number there, it was 489 days, I believe, is what it was. So over a year, we're down to just over 2 months left until I quit. And I've already thought about it. I'm putting my notice in probably in the next 2 weeks. So it's coming up quick. So I've actually got a lot of butterflies, but it is what it is. It's taken a long time to get here, long road to get here. So, yeah, anyways, let's go ahead and look at the agenda here. Okay, so we looked at the overview, we looked at the dividend amount, and let's look at the housekeeping here. All-day spreadsheets featured in this video are available. See pinned comment or description. New 1.0900 is out. By the time you watch this video, if you've already bought my spreadsheets, you should have gotten an email. And then basically 1.0900 is out. And what I did there, the biggest thing I made is I added 3 account options there. So you have 3 accounts. And if you go here to current portfolio, and you scroll over to the right, you can see the 3 accounts right there. There's the Schwab taxable, the Schwab Solo 401k, and then the Schwab IRA. So there's 3 accounts there. And maybe in the future, I'm actually going to add a 4th account option as well. And if you don't have any, plans to use those, that's fine. You can just leave those accounts as 0, and that'll work fine as well. So if you're interested in those spreadsheets, go ahead and see the first pinned comment for the link. Still roughly $449,000 left in real estate notes, and those get paid back roughly about $1,000 in principal every single month, in addition to quite a bit of interest income. But I am trying to get out of those just to streamline my investments a little bit. I'll probably stay in some, but I'm just going to reduce them just a tad bit, just to get to more tax favorable dividend income or qualified dividend income, or maybe even return on capital, because this is interest income and that is not tax preferable. If you're interested in what promissory notes are, see the promissory note video that I've done. Brings us down here to 3C. Please support my second channel, Hidden Off Grid. If you're not aware, I do run a second channel, Hidden Off Grid here. Got quite a few videos out there, and I've been pretty much going strong on that channel for about a year. In this channel, I talk about all the planning to get ready to hike the Appalachian Trail when I fire in the next few months or so. And then after I get done firing and stuff, I'm going to make more videos on here that I wouldn't put up on the investment channel, but it's kind of still related to investing as well. Geo arbitrage and, healthcare and stuff like that will be on this channel as well. So I would appreciate it if you subscribe to this channel if you're interested in that type of content. M1 Finance is still doing an amazing deal. If you open an account, deposit $100, you get $50 free. I get $50 free as a bonus, and that is a hell of a deal. That's 50% return on your money. This is what's in my M1 Finance account, the Hidden Freedom Schoolie Fund, $6,000 in there, spread across BST, QQQM, and RYLD. If you're interested in opening an M1 Finance account, see the first pinned comment for the referral link. Okay, now that we got all of the housekeeping out of the way, let's go ahead and take a look at the dividend increases for the month of January. Go into the portfolio here. I think there's a couple I looked earlier. And scroll over to the right. And let's see here. Okay, scrolling up. Okay, so we have a dividend increase on Chevron there. Looks like it was a 5.97% increase. We went from $5.36 up to $5.68 annually, and that actually is a pretty darn good increase considering the 1 year and the 3 year and the 5 year. So yeah, no, that's actually a big increase, and that kind of makes sense. That's pretty much right in line with the 10-year. This is a dividend aristocrat. And so we're pretty happy about that. Matter of fact, oil has had a major run in 2021, and I kind of thought it would. And I think it actually could go higher. So congratulations, Chevron. Let's go ahead and clear that flag there, 5.68. Clear that flag. Let's take a look at Kimberly-Clark here. That's the next dividend increase we had, 1.75% increase. We went from $4.56 up to $4.64, and it looks like that is under what we should think. And it is a dividend king. They just became a king, 50 years there. So it looks like this is a little bit lower than what we wanted, but I know that Kimberly-Clark, the ass gasket maker, the shit ticket maker, has had a major trouble in 2021. traded sideways a lot and was basically one of the worst performing stocks in my portfolio. But we still got a dividend increase out of it, and they still became a dividend king, so can't really fault them. Every stock is going to have issues here and there. Still think it deserves a spot in the portfolio. Let's go ahead and clear that flag there, 4.64. All right, we cleared that flag, and it doesn't look like there's any other dividend increases. So we're looking at the sales for the month of January, and I just kind of took a little bit of profits in Apple, a little bit of profits in Johnson & Johnson. They were quite overvalued at the time. I'm almost up, I think, 200% in Apple. So I just decided to get rid of a little bit and get the allocation to the individual stocks down to $115,000. And then we had the major pullback, so it did it for me. But anyways, that's all I sold. I don't want to sell a lot of stocks this year because I don't want to have a huge tax. I don't have a lot of capital gains this year because I'm not going to have a job anymore, and I'm just going to try to keep my capital gains in check. So I sold a total of 2106. Here are the stocks bought for the month of January. We bought some JEPI there, 44 shares, $26.95. We bought some DIVO there, 51 shares, $19.40. We bought some NUSI, 20 shares, $528. We got XYLD there, $342. I'd have to check to see what that was. That actually might have been prior year's capital gain, and I forgot to take it out. So I'm not counting any of that stuff in here, but we did get a pretty good prior year capital gain in XYLD and QYLD. Total stocks bought this period was $5,506, and a lot of that was just either reinvesting some dividends or fresh capital going into the portfolio. Here we're looking at the stock allocation for the individual stocks in my portfolio, and I just updated this over here on the right hand side. That's from VOO, and that's kind of what my guideline is. I try to keep things close to that. Obviously my portfolio is way off because I got consumer staples there at 24%, and they only have it at 5, almost 6%. I just feel that there's a lot of stocks into consumer staples that are solid, that you need in your portfolio, or that are great for recessions and all that, so they're kind of recession proof. But this is what I have in here. You can pause the video and kind of compare what I have here compared to the VOO, which is the Holy Grail baseline that I try to kind of gauge mine or kind of adjust mine towards. We're looking here at the dividends received for the month of January, and we received 8 total dividends for January. We got one there on JEPI. We got one on Kimberly-Clark. We got one XYLD, Pepsi, Realty Income, NUSI, JP Morgan, and DIVO. And we have a total of $3,189 in dividends received for the month of January. That's a pretty darn good month. It's not my record month, but I'm not going to complain about it. Matter of fact, I think about $3,100 is what my average is going to be, because I did make some changes, but we're not going to go through those changes in this update. Well, because technically I made the changes in February. The next thing we're going to do is going to write all those dividends received across my spreadsheet here for the month of January. So whatever dividends I received, we'll kind of just run a script there to update those. This is the brand new year. There's nothing in there yet. So let's go ahead and run that script next. So we're looking here. The 2022 should go up over here. And this year, I'm trying to get to $50,000. It might be tough because I did make some changes yesterday, as a matter of fact. So let's run the script here and update the dividends. All right, the script finished, and it updated my spreadsheet. And so let's close that. We saw this dividend-o-meter go up over here, so 31.89. We know that's correct. Go back to dividends received, and we should see them written across. So we got DIVO, NUSI, JEPI, XYLD, Realty Income, Pepsi, JP Morgan, and looks like we got the Ask Gasket Maker there, and Kimberly-Clark. Scroll to the right, 31.89. So okay, everything looks great there. So let's go ahead and take a look at the charts for for January. So scrolling down here, dividends by month for 2022. We got this one over here. Obviously, we killed basically 2021 as well, significantly. Look at that, from $346 up to $31.89. So this should be a pretty darn good quarter for me as well. So scrolling down, look at the quarters here. There is the first month of Q1. So last quarter for 2021, we had 41.16. So we should pretty much make roughly about $9,000 this quarter is what my guess is. And that's pretty much going to be standard or probably across all the quarters just because of the stuff I'm invested in. So scrolling down here, we got dividends by year, just starting this year out, and we should be able to beat 2021 out. All right, we've gotten all the way through number 4, 5, 6. We already ran the script. We got through 7. Let's go ahead and talk about 8 right quick here because there's a little bit of news there as well. So number 8A, let's go to the, options report here, and let's just take a look here because look at that there. Minus $13,175. Now, granted, that was a lot of just closing stuff and rolling out, because January was such a rough month. And I've already made back in February, and here it's only February 2nd, so 2 days in February, I've already made $8,700 back. So we're only down $44.61. And most of that was just closing out. If we go here, I was mostly just closing out these TQQQs down at the bottom right here. So you can see all the losses on those. Pretty significant losses on the TQQQs and a little bit of TNAs there. And I went into the Qs instead. So there's some of the gains there. And I just have these open at the top up right here. And maybe tomorrow, because of Facebook's big sell-off, I'm actually going to open up another QQQ or maybe even IWM tomorrow as well. So I'm still on track. Well, I don't know if I'm on track, but we'll see. I should be able to be on track by March, April. Assuming the market stays where it is or goes up, I should be able to be on track to make $24,000 to roughly about $30,000 in options this year. Last year was $42,000, so... and this year I'm going to dial back quite a bit because I'm on the Appalachian Trail. I'm not going to be trading or anything like that. So we do setting more passive income on the trail. We got Schwab cash secured puts. I do have 2 puts in there, and I got a 360 and a 370, on the Qs. So, and those expire in roughly about 2 weeks. So we'll either take those shares or we'll just turn around and open a whole new set. So scrolling down here, we're looking at my Schwab account right here, and this is all the individual positions in my Schwab account. It should match very closely to what I have in the Google spreadsheets. So you can go back and look at that if you want as well. Here's the ETFs down here. And then at the bottom, I was talking about having those cash secured puts on the Qs and a separate account to get into the Qs. I got a 360 and a 370, and I think that the 370 is actually in the money and the 360 is not quite yet. So those expire in a few weeks. I'll probably end up taking those shares because I want to get into the Qs, and I feel like that's a pretty good price. And we'll turn around and sell covered calls, which that means by next month we should have an update for some income based on that as well. Last thing we're going to look at is the income projections for Schwab. Now, I don't know what's going on with Schwab lately. They're just, they've been off for some reason. I don't understand why, but... This month, they have me at $2,900 left, and I've already received $978. So I don't know what's going on, why the numbers seem to be off a bit. If we go to next 12 months, it looks at me at $2,959. And I think that needs to get updated because I actually bought some stuff today as well. So that might actually go up, but I don't understand why I even compared all of the yields with every one individual positions in the ETS, and it's still showing off for some reason because my dividend portfolio, I show it about 31.85. So I don't understand. It's off by about 100 to 180 bucks, something like that. But I'm not the only one. I've heard other people say the same thing. But I guess time will go on. Still, $2,959. I'm still happy with that. But, the 3,000 would be nice. And obviously, that's a pretty significant decline from what I had last month. As last month was a pretty darn good big month for me, 37.47. So, and then even January wasn't bad either, right? 31.90 there. And then we have February, which is actually looking pretty good as well. But going forward from there, 3,000, 28.81, 29.47. So we're going to continue to reinvest a lot of the dividends, and we're going to continue to reinvest some of the note income, including some of the income that I'm making off my W-2 job until I quit. So that is the update for the FIRE investment and dividend portfolio for the month of January. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or comments or concerns, leave a comment down below. And I appreciate if you support me by subscribing to both channels, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.